The night was silent. A soft wind moved through the trees outside the old house. Everything looked peaceful, normal, safe. But inside that house, something evil had already awakened. Josh Lambert and his wife Renee moved into their new home with their 3 children, hoping for a fresh start. The house was large, beautiful, and quiet. At first, everything seemed perfect. The children laughed while unpacking boxes, and Renee felt happy to finally settle down with her family. But peace never lasted long. One afternoon, their young son Dalton climbed into the attic searching for old, forgotten things. Dust covered the floor, and strange shadows filled the corners of the room. As he explored deeper, he suddenly slipped from a ladder and hit his head badly. At first, everyone thought it was just a small accident. But the next morning, Dalton would not wake up. Doctors rushed him to the hospital. Machines beeped loudly around him while terrified nurses tried everything possible. Yet, no matter what they did, Dalton remained unconscious. His body was alive, but his mind was somewhere else. Days turned into weeks. The doctors called it a coma, but they had no explanation. Renee stayed beside her son every night. She watched the machines carefully while praying he would open his eyes again. But strange things started happening around the house. Doors opened by themselves. Whispers echoed through empty rooms. Objects moved without anyone touching them. One night, Renee heard footsteps outside Dalton's room. She slowly walked toward the sound. The hallway lights flickered violently. Her breathing became heavy as fear spread through her body. Then suddenly, a horrifying figure appeared behind her. A woman dressed completely in black stared at her with dark, empty eyes. Renee screamed. The figure vanished instantly. Josh tried to calm her, thinking stress and fear were affecting her mind. But deep inside, even he started feeling something was terribly wrong. The paranormal activity became stronger every night. A baby monitor suddenly filled with strange voices. A terrifying man appeared dancing outside a bedroom window. Bloody handprints showed up on walls. The house felt alive, cursed. Renee became convinced the house was haunted. Desperate and terrified, the family moved to another home, hoping the nightmare would end. But the horror followed them, because the evil was never inside the house. It wanted Dalton. Soon after moving, terrifying events started again. Strange sounds echoed through the halls. Furniture moved alone. One night, Renee heard someone walking upstairs. She grabbed a flashlight and slowly climbed the staircase. The house became completely silent. Then she saw it. A horrifying child stood in the corner facing the wall. Its body was pale and unnatural. Before she could react, the figure suddenly disappeared. Fear consumed her completely. Josh finally accepted that something supernatural was happening. The family desperately searched for help and eventually contacted a paranormal investigator named Elise. Elise was old, calm, and experienced. The moment she entered the house, she sensed darkness everywhere. She looked directly at Dalton and whispered something terrifying. "Your son is not in a coma. He is trapped." Elise explained that Dalton had a rare ability called astral projection. Since childhood, he could unconsciously leave his physical body during sleep and travel into another dimension, a dark place called the Further. The Further was not heaven or hell. It was a realm of lost souls, darkness, and evil spirits, a place where dead entities wandered endlessly searching for living bodies to possess. Dalton had traveled too far into that world and became lost. Now his empty body had become a target for demons. One powerful demon especially wanted him, a terrifying red-faced creature hiding in the darkness. Elise revealed something even more shocking. Dalton was not the first person in the family with this ability. Josh had the same power as a child. Long ago, Josh also traveled into the Further. Elise herself helped him suppress those memories after an evil spirit began following him during childhood. Josh suddenly remembered fragments of terrifying visions from his past. A ghostly old woman, dark rooms, whispers in the night. His mother once tried desperately to protect him from something invisible. Now the evil had returned for Dalton. Elise prepared for a dangerous spiritual journey. She warned the family that entering the further was extremely risky. Many souls never returned. But there was no other choice. Dalton was running out of time. The demon was getting closer. Elise began a ritual inside the house. Candles surrounded the room while strange whispers echoed through the air. Josh sat down nervously while Elise instructed him to project his spirit into the further. The room became freezing cold. Suddenly Josh's breathing slowed. His body remained motionless, and his spirit crossed into darkness. Josh opened his eyes inside the further. It looked like a twisted version of reality. Dark, endless fog covered everything. The silence felt unnatural. Shadows moved slowly around him. He walked carefully through the terrifying dimension searching for Dalton. Every corner revealed horrifying spirits staring at him silently. Some looked human. Others looked completely monstrous. Josh heard faint music echoing through the darkness. Then he saw a family sitting around a dinner table. Frozen.
Dead.
Ghostly figures trapped forever inside that nightmare world. Josh continued deeper. The darkness became stronger. Suddenly, he heard Dalton's voice calling for help. Josh followed the sound through endless corridors until he reached a terrifying red door. Behind it, the demon waited. Josh slowly entered the room. The atmosphere was horrifying. Red lights glowed everywhere, while strange creatures moved in shadows. The demon sharpened long claws beside Dalton's trapped spirit. Its face was bright red with black eyes filled with evil. Josh grabbed Dalton and ran desperately through the further, while the demon screamed behind them. Spirits chased them through darkness. The further itself seemed alive. Finally, Josh reached the exit and returned Dalton safely to his body. Dalton woke up. The family cried with relief. The nightmare seemed over. But something was wrong. Very wrong. Elise suddenly sensed dark energy behind Josh. She turned slowly and saw the ghost of the old woman standing near him. Before Elise could warn anyone, the spirit attacked her violently. The room exploded into chaos.